What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fight Talk with Jimmy Dukes. We're here with the new Bantamweight champ for CFC after CFC 5, Mr. Adan Lopez. What's up, brother? How are you?
Yes, sir, brother. How's it going, man? Good, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good. Congratulations, man. It was dope watching that.
Yes, sir, man.
It was cool, like, knowing you for, the past year and a half, always crossing paths with you. A lot of people that know or don't know, fights have been falling through. You've stayed in camp, you've stayed sane, and you finally got the opportunity to make that walk. How did it feel knowing that, wow, I'm actually fighting now?
Yeah, man, how you said, I've had probably 3 canceled fights in the last, going on almost 2 years. So, it was definitely like, it's finally here, but am I really gonna fight? Like, at that point, I'm like, man, I'm convinced at this point I'm never gonna fight.
Yeah.
So even leading up, the whole fight week leading up to the fight, it just didn't feel like I was fighting until coach was like, hey, start warming up. You're about to go out. At that point, I'm like, oh, dang, I really am fighting now. Like, it's legit now. Like, at that point, I was like, anything could go wrong. Like, at this point, he's probably going to roll his ankle warming up.
Yeah.
The fight's going to get canceled, something like that, right? I was thinking just the worst. So, yeah, man, it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I'm glad we got it over, and, I'm excited to, stay active this time.
I know it sounds funny to say that kind of stuff, but it's like in your position, you actually have those kind of thoughts. I mean, not a lot of people can relate to, being ready and not being able to compete. I always tell a lot of people it's because you guys bust your butt and you never get to race. Mm-hmm. As a kind of a little analogy, I said, like, people are training for a race and don't even get to the starting line because it's not your fault, or you know what I mean? Because things happen, promotions, fights, or whatnot. What can you say to somebody that might be in a position to where, like, fight-wise, a combat sports athlete, especially in, like, when cancellations happen, what would be some advice for somebody for how they got you through knowing that, hey, man, it took a year and a half, almost 2, 3 fights canceled to actually get that fight? What would be some advice to somebody that helped you get through all that time?
Yeah, man. I mean, just stay positive. I mean, everything happens for a reason. At the end of the day, it could be God protecting you. That's what I like to think of it. It's kind of like those things where, like, oh, I'm running late, right? And then you get to, or you're on your way to where you want to go, and you see someone get in an accident, right? You're like, oh, dang, maybe if I wasn't running late, that could have been me, So it's kind of like those situations where, like, well, maybe it was a blessing that I didn't get to fight, So at the end of the day, you just want to stay ready, get better in the gym, and just be grateful at the end of the day that it could be worse,
Yeah, I like how, because it's easy to say, well, it wasn't for me, it's not my time. Was there a shift in your mind while that was happening, all those cancellations? Were you always mentally strong like that, or because of you been tested so many different times that you got mentally stronger because of those challenges that you faced? Yeah,
man. So I mean, I've been in this fight game for a minute, but I had to take some time off, always because of injuries. So, I was so used to having of not being able to fight because of injuries, that once I got to around a certain age, which was pretty much 2 years ago, I decided, hey, I don't care like what happens, I don't care how hurt I am, I'm just gonna fight. At this point, like, I'm mentally tough enough to just, kind of ignore whatever injury that I might be having. So yeah, man, it's definitely tough, but at this point, I'm kind of just used to it. So I'm like, what, at the end of the day, it's mental toughness, and at the end of the day, it's whether you want to fight or not.
Yeah. So coach is saying warm up, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Talk about walking out, like, finally, like, oh shit, here we are, CFC 5. You're walking out, smoke hits. What are you thinking? Like, oh shit, here we go.
So I mean, the whole fight. Usually, man, I'm very competitive, but I do get nervous, right? I get nervous when competing. I tend to get self-doubt, even though I'm very confident here in the gym, like at practice. At practice, I feel like I have the most confidence, and then maybe it's just due to the lack of not being able to compete or not competing so often that it's those nerves, the lights, people being there, it hits different. So yeah, man, I was definitely feeling the nerves walking out. The whole week, the day of the fight, I wasn't nervous at all, except for when coach was like, hey, start warming up. That's when everything just hit me. And I knew in my mind, hey, I'm fighting a killer because this guy had already beat four of my teammates, knocked 2 of them out. So I'm like, hey, I'm going in there with the killer. You know, I'm not going in there with the scrub, with a nobody. You know, he's a champ for a reason. So yeah, man, I definitely was, I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous and scared to not perform, you know. But at the end of the day, we got the job done. So
yeah, man, I know. And since he's such a great guy too, he's always tough guy. You know what I mean? Tough guy to fight anywhere. You know what I mean? And when I saw you guys matched up, and we had talked way before when you were supposed to fight at the other CFC, then that one fell through. Then it got announced you were fighting. I was like, ooh, I was interested. I was there cage side, man. Like, that's one of the coolest things that I get to do as like a videographer and photographer or whatever. I have the pleasure to being there. Once I was watching it and you got that triangle choke, there was like less than a minute left. And I was just like, oh, damn. And I saw the tap, and right there, dude, it looked like, I was telling you, like a weight was lifted off of you. You looked like, I did it. Like everything I've been training and wanting to do, like I was there zooming in, you're like, yes. I was just like, I had goosebumps, bro, because I was like, oh shit, because I know what this kid's been up to and what was happening, not happen, and you know, the limelight and everything. Like, explain to me how you felt at that moment. Like, you rolled around, you're like, yes. Like, how did that feel?
Man, it felt amazing. You know, I'm not gonna lie. The first round, I kind of came out fighting nervous and a little bit scared. You know, I kind of settled in, and after the first round, man, I was definitely feeling that adrenaline dump. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, I was really tired. So second round, you know, he was getting the best of me. So at that point, I was just going straight off of muscle memory, straight off of instinct. And yeah, I saw that opening for the triangle choke, and once I was able to get the finish, I was just like, man, it's finally over.
Yeah.
Like
It's over.
Like I was able to finally to fight, you know, compete. Like I got over this whole weird last 2 years of, hey, I'm gonna fight, I'm not gonna fight. And it was mostly that, just knowing like, hey man, I finally got able to compete. Like I finally got this ring rust out of here, you know, and I'm excited, man. I know now, hopefully it's a little bit easier to get more fights because, you know, I have people, you know, coming after this, coming after me.
Yeah, you're gonna have, for sure, there's people lined up. One thing I did like class act as well, Santi was the first one to congratulate you. I like when guys see that because he busted his butt. He's lost 2 in a row now. He's lost 2 title fights in a row, and he had no ill will. He picked you up and he congratulated you. I like seeing that kind of stuff because, you know, not a lot of people can understand being in a cage. Like I tell people, I've never fought, you know, to share the cage with somebody like that. Talk about him as a competitor and how it helped you, you know, level up yourself.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I've actually been, you know, quite a fan of Santi myself. The past CFC, he's always there performing, and you know, I've always showed love. I show love to all Paso fighters, even, you know, some Albuquerque fighters. Man, anybody that competes, especially in the amateur level, you're doing this for free, man.
Yeah.
Most of us have jobs, careers, families, mortgages to pay. So at the end of the day, I don't take it I don't take it personal at all. And you know, I like guys that show up anytime, anywhere. And you know, I'm one of those guys. He's one of those guys. So you know, nothing but respect to him, to Freddie. You know, Sandoval Fighting System out there. They come out there to fight. So yeah, I'm excited, man. And yeah, I trained hard, man. You know, I knew that this guy was tough, and you know, I knew it wasn't gonna be easy. So yeah, I trained as much as I could, as hard as I could. So yeah, you know, shout out to him.
Yeah, man. You got on the microphone and just it seemed like you couldn't believe you were there. Like half the time your eyes were closed.
Man.
Yeah, because you were just like,
yeah,
you know, just like it was cool to see that for a lot of people. And I like having these conversations after to let everybody know, like, hey, there was a lot of time and effort, and there was so many emotions going through at the same time. But you were calm and thanking everybody, and you had that on your shoulder. Like, God damn, I'm glad it's over.
So it's crazy. The whole fight, the whole week of the fight, I was visualizing. I said, close your eyes and just, you know, imagine, you know, the announcer, you know, saying, and you. So when you know, he was announcing, you know, when that I had won and you and everything, I was like, let me close my eyes and, you know, now that I've kind of was, you know, simulating, you know, manifesting that feeling, let me get a real feel of it. So yeah, I just closed my eyes, and then as soon as you said "and you," I opened them up with a huge smile. That, and I just wanted to take a nap, man. I could have fell asleep standing right then and there, man. I was so tired.
It was great, man. You went out there and did your thing, and it was awesome for you to go out there. And a lot of people were doubting that title shot. A lot of people were doubting the matchup. A lot of people were doubting you. What do you say, or if anything, to people that have those doubts, you know, about your skill and, you know, the opportunity that you had compared to a lot of people are like, hey, why him?
Yeah, no, at the end of the day, you know, I could kind of see, you know, where they're coming from. You know, you want to stay active, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of outside of my control when, you know, fights fall through and stuff like that. But the people that see me in the gym, and if you were to train with me, you know, you would know why I got that title shot. So even to this day, man, I'm not satisfied with how I perform. I feel like I'm a way different animal here in the gym. My coaches will tell you, hey, that's not how you perform at practices whatsoever. So yeah, man, I still need to showcase that. I still need to get a little bit more comfortable in that cage. And yeah, I'm excited, man. We already have a next fight lined up, the title defense lined up. So,
Dang! So
yeah,
are you gonna take a break for the rest of the year? Are you gonna kind of just keep working on sharpening those tools, or are you looking for maybe a last minute fight before the end of the year? Or just
for the rest of the year, man, I'm gonna focus on doing a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments. I want to get. It's crazy. I didn't do any grappling or jiu-jitsu the whole fight camp. I was a little naive about it. That's a mistake. I'm not gonna commit again. Mm-hmm. So this next few
and you
months,
still gotta win
with the jiu-jitsu.
That's a muscle memory,
it's
right?
Muscle memory, man. That's years of, you know, that's my base. But yeah, I need to get back to my roots, man. So I'm gonna definitely be at Templan El Paso with Cristobal, just growing my ground game. And yeah, I want to get some jiu-jitsu tournaments in, man. I want to choke some people out and then get back to fighting probably around January, February.
Nice, man. Well, I'm excited for you to defend that title and whatever you got lined up. I like how you were saying, hey, and I tell a lot of athletes too, like, hey, if there's something you can do in between that doesn't have to be an MMA fight, maybe some boxing, maybe some jiu-jitsu tournaments, you know, it helps, you know, because you're still competitive. You still got to stay in semi-shape, you know what I mean? You don't want to just go and get your butt kicked, especially if you're walking around with that belt now.
Yep.
Look at Adan over here signing up for tournaments and getting choked up by white belts.
No, I can't have that. Can't have that, man.
Before we get out of here, man, any last words, any shout-outs you want to say, man?
Yeah, just shout out to all my sponsors, all my coaches, my teammates. Shout out to you, brother, for the coverage. For sure, man. Everyone, CFC, man, it was such a dope event. And yeah, man, just you know, I'm thankful for the opportunity, man. Thankful for everyone that supports and shows up all the time.
Yeah, man. We love to see it, man. Everybody out there chasing their dreams. That's one thing I draw inspiration from all the people that I talk to or hanging out with, coaches, gyms, you know, fighters and organizations, man. And it was cool to know that you've been wanting to do this for so long, and it was cool to see you capture your moment and your dream and see that happen, man. It was cool to be a part of it. I'm glad I was able to capture that small little moment for a lot of people to understand, like, hey, man, that was 2 years of like getting my ass kicked for free.
literally free fight camp. Like, I was like, man, I'm just doing this. At this point, I'm just gonna stay at home.
Yeah, man.
Nah, man, I gotta keep on going.
Yeah, man.
Keeps you young.
Yeah, man. And new, man. CFC amateur bantamweight champion. Well, thank you so much for your time, man.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate
we'll always keep in touch, man. I always respect the way you carry yourself, the way people speak about you all highly, and you know what I mean? Here at the gym, man, there was a little bit of trash on the floor. You started picking trash up. Look at this guy, man.
Hey,
how could you not like this guy?
Just saying, bro, wherever you're at, you gotta, you know, leave it better than how you found it, bro.
Yeah, man. I love that.
Just saying.
Make sure you guys keep up with us. Fight Talk with Jimmy Dukes. We're talking to all different type of combat athletes in the Southwest. Until next time, we'll see you at the fights.
Later, guys.
Peace. Hey, good shit, dog. Awesome.